Good morning. My name is Mary Beth Moriarty, and I'm in ministry with the good folks of Pictou United Church here in Pictou, Nova Scotia, Susan Farrell's hometown. So I'd like to thank Susan and you, the members of St. Paul's United, for inviting me to be with you in your summer worship and to inviting me into your worship space. Welcome. Welcome to Pictou United Church and welcome to Spirit Glen. This is indeed a place of spirit. It is a contemplative garden, but it is much, much more. The vision for this space began over 6 years ago. That which was called our side lawn has been transformed inch by inch, as the song goes, into a place of rest, a place to restore, a place to renew, a place to reflect. It is an open space for all, where all are invited to come and enjoy. Some come and pause and appreciate the fountain and the sound of the water. Some come and meditate on our finger labyrinth. And now this summer, with our completed art installation, many are coming to appreciate the gift and gifts of creativity and our Spirit Guide art panels created by Alan Syllaboy. So please, if you're ever in Pictou or nearby, come enjoy Spirit Glen. You may have noticed the orange and white ribbons that are blowing in the garden. These are a way for us, in the face of racism, genocide, and Islamophobia, to offer prayer. They are prayer ribbons, but moreover, they are sign and symbol of our commitment to live in right relationships, in relationships of respect and honor and peace with all our relations. And so I thought this morning it would be good to gather in this place for this time of worship. Today I'll be drawing upon the wisdom of Scripture and music and the wisdom of Ojibwe author Richard Wagamese. I hope and trust that you'll be nourished and sustained by the Spirit, who speaks and disturbs, who comforts and transforms, who empowers us for our living and our loving. And so again, welcome. As we are gathered and grounded in this place, this part of creation, we pause and bring to mind that for thousands of years, Indigenous peoples have walked on the land. Their relationship with the land was and is central to their lives. We acknowledge that the Indigenous peoples are the original peoples, the founding peoples, and that many cultures make up the fabric of Canadian identity. In this region, we live, play, work, and worship and assemble on the lands which are the ancestral, cultural, traditional, and unceded lands of the Algonquin Nation and Mi'kmaq peoples. I invite you, as you worship in your space, to take a moment to pause and acknowledge the lands and territories upon which you live, worship, work. May each of us, may all of us learn to live with respect on the land. May we live in peace and friendship with all peoples, and may we together seek reconciliation and healing for all our relations. Let us be gathered and grounded in prayer. Holy One, in the glory of earth and sea and stars, in the kaleidoscope of colors and shade and shapeliness, in the patterns of life and the tenderness of touch. We celebrate your generosity. Forgive us when we forget that each day, each breath is gift. Forgive us when we forget the care that sustains our every moment. Forgive us when we forget the grace that can transform our ordinary moments. Set us free from the prison of grudging hearts, mean desires, resentful spirits, and give us the courage to act with justice and generosity, and draw us into a love that does not calculate or keep scores. Holy One, gather us, ground us, inspire us, empower us, that we may live spirit-filled lives of justice and compassion for all creatures and all creation. May it be so.
Each blade of grass, every wing that soars, the waves that sweep across the distant shore, make for the circle of God. Each laughing child, every gentle eye, a forest lit beneath a moon-bright sky, make for the circle of God. Each silent paw, every rounded stone, a buzz that echoes from a honeycomb, make for the circle of God. Each vibrant star, every outstretched hand, the wind that leaps and sails across the land, make for the circle of God. Each icy peak, every patterned shell, the joyous chorus that the dawn foretells, make for the circle of God. Each cosmic hue, every creature's way, all form the beauty of this vast array, make for the circle of God.
What is wisdom? If I was to say Susan is wise, what would I mean by that? Who is the wisest person you know? What makes them wise? In our biblical tradition, the ancient writers talk a lot about wisdom. Being wise is important. Wisdom helps us to live and act as God would want us. In many parts of our Bible, wisdom is not simply a quality. Moreover, wisdom is embodied. Wisdom is a person. In fact, wisdom is a she. Sophia, God's companion. Wisdom gives the world order. Wisdom guides us in our way. This morning, I'm turning to part of the wisdom literatures of our Hebrew scriptures and to the book of Proverbs. In the midst of all the wise saying and advice that are offered in Proverbs, a story is offered. It is wisdom's story. From the very beginning, wisdom was there. Wisdom, God's partner and friend. And so let us listen to her story. Hear wisdom call. Call in the central squares and main streets, from desert heart to ocean depth. I call to you, my people. I cry to all that has life. At the beginning and long before I was with Creator. Before the depths, before the springs, I was. Before even water. Before mountains had shape, before the hills arose, I was. Before earth and soil. I was there when Creator spread the heavens wide. For the lifting of the sky, I was there when the fountains flowed, rivers and seas, and for the making of their edges. I was dancing the joyful song, weaving rhythm through the fabric of it all. I was there with Creator and Spirit, breath, holy partners making life. Now, my children, listen to me. Joy comes in keeping my ways. Feel the rhythm wisdom plays. Pay attention to what I teach. Follow me, Creator's partner, Spirit's friend. Follow and find true life. For I will lead you true, my children, into the heart of love.
Spirit, open my heart to the joy and pain of living. As you love, may I love in receiving and in giving. Spirit, open my heart. God, replace my stony heart with a heart that's kind and tender. All my coldness and fear, to your grace I now surrender. Spirit, open my heart to the joy and pain of living. As you love, may I love in receiving and in giving. Spirit, open my heart. Write your love upon my heart as my law, my goal, my story. In each thought, word, and deed, may my living bring you glory. Spirit, open my heart to the joy and pain of living. As you love, may I love in receiving and in giving. Spirit, open my heart. May I weep with those who weep. Share the joy of sister, brother, in the welcome of Christ. May we welcome one another. Spirit, open my heart to the joy and pain of living. As you love, may I love in receiving and in giving. Spirit, open my heart.
Wisdom is offered to us from texts and traditions, ancient and new, and the ancient spoken anew. Today I'd like to introduce you to Richard Wagamese. Perhaps you already know his writings. Wagamese is an Ojibwe author and journalist from the Wabesamong Independent Nations of Northwestern Ontario. Perhaps he's best known for his 2012 novel, Indian Horse, which in 2017 was adapted to film. His parents were, and I don't think he would use the term survivors, his parents were victims of the residential schools, and he knew well the multi-generational impact of genocide and trauma. Wagamese spent his childhood in foster homes, where, as he writes, the wounds I suffered went far beyond the scars on my buttocks. He lived on the street, abusing drugs and alcohol. He was imprisoned several times. However, it was also during this time that he began to frequent public libraries, at first as a place of shelter and later to read. In his mid-20s, an elder told Wagamese that his role in life was to tell stories. Wagamese worked as a journalist, a novelist, a poet, a screenwriter, a storyteller, a wisdom keeper, a wisdom sharer. Though Wagamies died in 2017 at the age of 61, his wisdom continues to burn and shine a light on the tragic and the beauty of life. Today, I'll be turning to a number of selections from his meditation collection, Embers. As he says, bring these words into your life, feel them, sit with them, use them. Me. What's the best way to learn to be spiritual? Old woman. Pack light. Me. What do you mean? Old woman. Carry only what you need for the journey. Don't tire yourself out with unnecessary stuff. Me? Like what? Old woman. Like your head. Like your talk. Spirituality isn't found in your head. It's found in your heart. It isn't found in big, important sounding words or long speeches. It's found in silence. If you travel with your heart and you're quiet, you'll find your way to spiritual. My spiritual father once told me, nothing in the universe ever grew from the outside in. I like that. It keeps me grounded. It reminds me to be less concerned with outside answers and more focused on the questions inside. It's the quest for those answers that will lead me to the highest possible version of myself. I've been considering the phrase, all my relations, for some time now. It's hugely important. It's our saving grace in the end. It points to the truth that we are all related, that we are all connected, that we all belong to each other. The most important word is all. Not just those who look like me, sing like me, dance like me, speak like me, pray like me, or behave like me. All my relations. That means every person, just as it means every rock, mineral, blade of grass, and creature. We live because everything else does. If we were to choose collectively to live that teaching, the energy of our change of consciousness would heal each of us and heal the planet. There are 3 strands in a braid of sweetgrass. They represent 3 spiritual qualities: maybe, love, kindness, humility. When I smudge myself, I purify myself in those qualities. I prepare myself for my day with the strength of those spiritual qualities. The smoke clings to my hair, my clothes, and it remains in the air of my home. As I move through the day and smell that fragrance, I am reminded of how I have chosen to live. And that is the power of greeting each day with reverence, calm, and prayer. That is how I learn to direct my humanity toward peace, equality, and harmony. One day, one person, one circumstance at a time. Me. What does it mean to believe? Old woman. It means to trust with your whole heart, to have faith. It means to have courage to act out of your belief. Me. How do I do that? Old woman. You have to be honest. Me. What do you mean? Old woman. You have to live your belief every day. To believe in something and not live it is dishonest. I became a better human being after that. My life has changed by the use of a single word, yes. Leaving school at 16, having only completed grade 9, I was untrained and unskilled at anything. I struggled for years. Homeless, in dire poverty, lost. Then one day a possibility was presented to me to be a storyteller. And I said, yes. A journalism career, more than a dozen books and numerous honors later, it's all because of that yes. There are 1,000 ways to say no, but I can't. It's impossible. It's too late. But there's only one way to say yes, with your whole being. When you do that, when you choose that word, it becomes the most spiritual word in the universe, and your world can change. Referred to as odd before. Nowadays, I prefer to refer to myself as Awed, A-W-E-D. I want awe to be the greatest ongoing relationship in my life. I want to move through my days floored by the magnificence and generosity of my Creator. The breaking of a day, the silence between words, the light emanating from a real conversation, and kindness, truth, love, and apparently the random hand of grace. I want to remain gobsmacked by all of it, rendered speechless by wonder. I await the next unfolding. Peace, friends. Be awed today. The beginning of wisdom is the same as its attainment, wonder. The truest statement in the world is, you never know. There is always something to evoke wonder, to wonder about, because this world, this life, this universe, this reality is far more than just the sum of its parts. Even the slightest detail contains much more. The overwhelming awe and wonder we feel teach us more than we can ever glean or come to know of things. In the presence of that wonder, the head has no answers and the heart has no questions. You know what your problem is, Wagamese? Me. No, old man. That's what your problem is. The miracle is that we are here at all. Life itself is our greatest wonder. To simply be is awe-inspiring. I believe this, just as I believe it's pointless to waste time chasing after meaningless stuff like fame and wealth and status. Better to spend time creating good words, good feelings, good relationships, good memories. The grandest, most triumphant stories of our individual and collective time here. Creating those stories is a sacred act, and that is all we are really meant to do. So don't look for me on the hilltop shouting. That's me in the valley with my hands in the dirt. Martin Luther King Jr. reminds us, God writes the gospel, not in the Bible alone, but on trees, flowers, clouds, and stars. As we gather in prayer, I'm turning to a version of the Lord's Prayer, also known as the Prayer of Jesus, that comes from the pen and heart of United Church minister and author Bruce Sanguin. Let us be gathered once more in prayer. Loving presence, luminous in all creation, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come. May we reflect on earth the yielding perfection of the heavens. Help us to receive an illumined measure from the earth this day. Forgive us when we trespass against others, human and other than human, as we forgive others who trespass against us. Keep us on the path of wisdom when we are tempted to take the selfish path. May it be your rule we follow, your power we exercise, and your radiance that allures. May this be the truth that guides our lives, the ground from which our future will grow until we meet again. Blessed be.
There is a time that we must rise. There is a time that we must stand. There is a time that we must come together, for blessed
Again, turning to the wisdom of Richard Wagamese, he writes, "It has been proven in my life that when your prayers are about gratitude for what is already here, Creator and the universe always send more. Always. When you pray for what you want, Creator and universe can only hear more wanting. Be thankful. Offer prayers of gratitude for the blessings already in your life, whether health, prosperity, or productivity, and more blessings will come. I offer my gratitude for your presence this day, for your invitation. I offer my gratitude for this place of peace and spirit. I offer my gratitude to the wisdom of our traditions, be it scripture, the wisdom of Richard Wagamese. I offer my gratitude for this day and for the days to come. And so let us go into our day in peace, deep peace. Deep peace of the flowing fountain to you. Deep peace of the warm sun to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace. May God's peace be with you and those you love this day and always. Let us go in peace.
Ba 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 ba